Hello, and welcome to the Soul of Innovation podcast. I am the host, Thomas Anglero, and my mission for this podcast is to share with you those private thoughts and reflections that I have being one of the top keynote speakers around the world on technology, motivation, and innovation. I hope you truly enjoy all the lessons I share, all the dots I connect that sometimes are just really difficult to get out, but it's all for you. I truly hope you enjoy this episode. Welcome to the Soul of Innovation podcast. This is Thomas Anglero, and I want to talk to you about grit. Grit is that thing that you cannot teach someone, that comes out from within inside you when you have got to give everything you got, irregardless of the moment, irregardless of the situation, irregardless if you're tied up, irregardless if you're broke, irregardless if you're hungry, irregardless of anything. It is your moment to give it all. No one can teach you to give it all. No one can tell you to give it all. You spontaneously combust, you explode, and you got to get it done. You just do it. You just grind. You just pull it out of you. Grit is just like it sounds. It is deep. It is intense. And I said it cannot be taught. I was coming into this weekend really upset with my basketball team that I'm coaching. Before our game this weekend, I called them out and I said, this is your moment. Half of our team is hurt. The rest of you is all we got. We're playing the second best team in the nation. You got to give everything you got. And these were the bench players. These are the guys who've been complaining that they never had time. Let me tell you what they did. For the next 40 minutes, those kids played their butts off. The kids who never could dribble a ball, dribbled the ball. They made their shots. They played defense. We did things that I've never seen them do. I learned that up until that game, up until the moment in the locker room when I gave that speech, I had put them in the box of these kids don't even have a drop, a little morsel of grit. And yet, when their backs were to the wall, these skinny, little timid, little gigantic men awoken. I learned that all of us have grit. You have grit. You just need to be put in a situation where you pull that thing out of you, where you don't have a choice but to do, but to think, but to act, but to just to not think at all about yourself, whether you're going to get hurt or not. What other people think of you, it doesn't matter. Whether you're not going to eat, it doesn't matter. Whether you're going to be cold for the next couple of hours, it doesn't matter, because grit has taken over. Grit is it. Grit will get you through any moment, but man, to get to grit, to get to pull that out of you, you gotta hit is not the bottom. That's the wrong expression. For you to pull out your grit, you gotta go deep, deep within you. You gotta call your bull. You have to pull away all the layers of excuses you have. Only you know the excuses you have that you've placed on yourself so that you don't have to try 100%. So you don't have to make yourself uncomfortable. So you have time in the evening to watch Netflix. So you can just lay in your bed a couple of more minutes. That's got to go. You know, when you get rid of all that crap, that's preventing you from being the ultimate version of you. Then you'll be able to look over that precipice and see your core and see your grit. Your grit is one of your superpowers. It is solely yours. None of us know what your grit is. We can't see it. We can't define it. It is all yours. And let me ask you this question. Serious question. What is your grit like? When's the last time you tapped into your grit? What was it like? What did it feel like? What were you doing? What made you get to that level? And I'm not talking anger. Anger is not grit. Everybody gets angry. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, in this moment, I have to do this or I'm going to die. In this moment, I have to do this because in the next moment, I will not exist. Now we're talking about grit. When's the last time you and your grit were together out in the open? If you can't remember, if you haven't tapped into it, you are leaving within you one of your most powerful, defining personality traits you have. You don't even know you. You got to know that when you're pushed into a corner, there's nothing left and you got to go for it. What's going to come out of you? Because then you begin to know you. Then you can say, I can build on this. This is my unstoppable me. This is the me that doesn't care about other people's opinion. This is me that doesn't care about my own life because I have got to succeed. In this moment, I must survive. I'm not just going to survive. I must prosper. When is the last time you had that attitude about yourself? That is within you right now. Do not be negative. Do not be down. Don't say, oh, I don't know what he's talking about. That's crap. It's within you. What I learned this weekend was everyone, you have grit. I don't care if you walk around and you're shy, you are timid, whatever the world has taught of you. Let me give you a great news. You are powerful beyond measure, and your grit is there for you. Tap into that. Right now, as you listen to this podcast, we are right now in the middle of this whole coronavirus thing. I don't know when you hear this podcast. I don't know how far in the future is going to be and how the future will look back on this point in time. But so many people are full of fear. What you must do whenever fear takes over you, that is a moment to step up. That is when everybody else is shy. That's when everybody else is scared. This is your moment to step up. And you ask yourself, how do I step up? You ask yourself, how bad do you want it now? How bad do you want to succeed? How bad do you want to be successful? How bad is it that you want the world to see you? And welcome to your grit. Your grit is how much you love you. I want you to tap into that. You love you so much. You want the world to love you so much. You want a hug every day so much that you tap into that superpower you got. Your grit is your superpower. Your grit is all yours, and you got it. Everyone's got it. I made a mistake this weekend going into that basketball game. And let me tell you, as the game was going on, I was smiling. I called a timeout, and they sat down. I said, I called this timeout not to scream at you, as like most coaches. I called this timeout to tell you that I love you. These 18-year-old giants looked at me like, what? It's like, honest to God, you guys are amazing. You're playing this game perfect. Don't change anything. Drink some water. And let's go do it again. And they just smiled. And we got all together. We put all our hands together. Then we go, 1, 2, 3, go. And it was the first time we put all our hands together that all our bodies touched. We couldn't get close enough together. The magic happened because they tapped into their grit. And they became a family. Your grit will make you become closer to everybody because your grit is you. the real you, the deep you, the untouched you. Bring out your grit. Tap into your grit. And the world is going to love you even more. I'm excited for you. This is Thomas Anglero. Go forth and spread beauty and light. Tap into your grit. It's yours. It's undefined. It's not tempered. It's not affected by anyone. It is all you. And it's the unstoppable you. Bring out your grit. And you'll bring out you. Until the next time. Thank you for listening to that episode. If you want to contact me, you can contact me on my website at anglero.com. And you can also subscribe to the newsletter. Or you can find me anywhere on social media with Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you so much, and I hope to hear from you very soon.